Now, Wayfinder's closed beta is running again this weekend, and I've been given special permission to showcase some of that action, which means I get to show you Kyros. Remember, this is beta footage, so it's still in its testing phase and everything is subject to change before the game goes live. So Kyros is the Warmage, a character that I've been really enjoying over the last day or so, and one that a lot of players have set their eyes on playing when the game goes live as well. Kyros is, like I said, the Warmage that has been lost to the void for centuries and has now been brought back to help aid in the fight against the encroaching gloom. But like a lot of the Wayfinders we're going to be playing, they've lost pieces of their memory and it is slowly coming back to them. So that's how his narrative is going to play out. Now, as far as how he plays, Kyros is a bit of a glass cannon. He hits incredibly hard, but his survivability isn't exactly up there, say, as with Wingrave. Especially his ultimate ability, it hits insanely hard. Now, he is an offensive Wayfinder with a huge two-handed scythe called the Epitaph as his weapon, but he can equip any weapon type in game if you want to build him a different way, like say running with a gun or using daggers. But his scythe has a special ability that does a spinning slash and steals ability power from enemies. And for each level of momentum that you fill in with the bar for this weapon, it will increase the damage output of that special attack as well. Now, the momentum bar is the one on the left of my abilities on the bottom right of the screen, and it has 3 levels. So Kyros has a blink dodge and his passive is innervation orbs. Killing enemies has a chance to spawn an orb that can be consumed by you or a teammate to increase their ability power. His first ability is called Savage Rake, and it rakes enemies in front of you. Collecting arcane fragments will increase the amount of charges that you have of Savage Rake. Now, your second ability is Siphon Radiant. He will basically give enemies the good suck with a wave of energy that then creates arcane fragments, which can then be used for his first ability to increase those charges. Now, the third ability is called Arcane Focus, which basically marks enemies inside a very small circle, and as you hit those marked enemies, you will build up the charge of Arcane Focus, which then detonates those enemies. It's basically the purple orb that you will see above a marked enemy's heads. The more you hit that marked enemy, he will eventually explode. Now, the fourth ability is called Hand of Reckoning, where you will summon a huge hand from the void, which will then slam down onto the ground in a radius, or onto the heads of enemies in a radius, and it deals a lot of damage. So that's pretty much Kyros' kit. And like I said, you can use any weapon you want. You don't have to stick with the Epitaph. If you want to be a ranged Kyros with a rifle or a shotgun, then you can do that. Like I said, he is powerful. And when you start adding echoes to his kit, echoes being like mods in Warframe, which can be ranked up to increase their stats while also increasing their capacity cost, echoes which increase his crit and his crit power while also adding to his weapon power or break power, because break power is a very important stat to have in this game, because a lot of enemies will have a yellow bar above their head, and the higher your break power is, the quicker you will break that yellow bar. When you add these echoes and you increase your stats, that's when Kyros really starts to dish out the hurt. Oh, and there is also boss echoes, which will give you bonus passives, like whenever you use a weapon's special ability, you have a chance to summon a bomb, which will fall from the sky on top of enemies as well, or a melee combo finisher will create a large blast of damage, dealing 125% of your weapon's power in a radius around you. And there is the weapon mastery perks, which have 3 choices for each weapon type being sword and shield, two-handers, ranged, and dual wield as well. Then there is the weapon mastery perks that each Wayfinder is going to be using as well, depending on which weapon you're using. Mastery perks which have 3 choices for each type. So sword and shield will have 3 choices of perks, two-handers, ranged, and of course dual wield as well. For Kyros, I went ahead and chose Arcane Eruption, the middle mastery, which basically gave me heavy attacks have a 20% chance to be empowered, dealing 100% of my ability power as a bonus to damage in an area of effect. So there will be build diversity for each Wayfinder depending on what your playstyle is going to be, whether you like being a heavy hitter, sword and shield, whether you like being someone who deals a flurry of attacks with daggers while spreading maybe poison from the poison daggers, or maybe you just want to run around with that huge two-handed scythe. It's going to depend exactly on how you, the player, want to play the game. Now remember that outside of the normal open world questing areas in Wayfinders, there is also the dungeon running element to it, which you're going to spend a lot of your time doing. This is where you will farm certain resources not to mention blueprints for weapons, and of course Wayfinders as well. But in these dungeons, you're going to be able to increase their difficulty several tiers if you want to increase, I guess, maybe the loot gains that you get, if that's going to be a thing. But you will also be able to add elemental imbuements, which will totally change how these dungeons perform, or what kind of rewards you can get at the end of that dungeon. So I went ahead and I jumped into one and I combined 2 imbuements for a giggle just to see how it was, and holy crap, I spent the entire dungeon running for my life from volcanic gas eruptions that kept spawning underneath my feet. And let me tell you, the one thing I've noticed about playing this beta is that the elemental procs you get, whether it's fire or toxin, they seem to hit harder than normal enemies do, so you can get wiped out by 1 or 2 of these elemental procs. And having these volcanic eruptions follow me around and exploding, especially when I was fighting the boss at the end of it, or some of the other elites, it was really hard on the eyes, but it was also pretty taxing on my PC, and my frames suffered because of it as well. But I had got the game on Ultra. Hopefully it's something that they will fine-tune the optimization before the game goes live. I'm sure they will. I also tried to fight a boss called the Dread Legion on my own. I was below the power level required. It is recommended for a party of 4 as well, but it is a beta, so I thought, why not? Let's jump in and see what this boss is about. And I'm going to leave you with clips of that fight. The mechanics seemed pretty simple enough. Simply kill the flying enemies, collect the orbs that they drop, the yellow orbs, pass that orb onto one of the ground guys who are immune to damage, and when they explode from that orb you've given them, it will break a little bit of the Legion's shield. Then you just rinse and repeat until you break his guard, the boss falls down, and then you wail on him as much as you can until he gets up and then eventually moves to the next arena. However, when I came to the 3rd arena, the game bugged out on me as I was jumping through a platform. It disappeared, and I kind of got stuck, which meant I ended up having to fail the mission. But it is what it is. It is a beta. It gave me a really nice idea of what to expect from this boss when the game goes live, because I've fought now all of the bosses in the game, and I have enjoyed learning the mechanics of them, and I can't wait to see what they're like in a full 4-player squad when the game goes live. So like I said, going to leave you with the footage. Have a great day. If you're in the beta, let me know what you think of it in the comment section below. Have a great weekend, and as always, thanks for watching.